Welcome to another episode of Reptile Fight Club. Time to fight. Kind of. I'm Justin Julander, your host, and with me, as always, and as evermore, Mr. Chuck Poland.
Evermore?
What is up?
What is evermore?
Evermore, you're.
I'm evermore with you. Like the more time we spend.
As long as the podcast lasts, you're the guy. So you can't ditch out on me.
It's a declaration.
Can't do this.
It sounds like a declaration. I agree.
There we go.
All right.
And we have a special guest with us here in studio. You all know her. You all love her. Well, I love her the most. They can't see us, though.
Okay,
You're
cool.
good. They can just hear you. But Chuck can see you.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck.
That's okay. I didn't do my hair, so I've got.
No, mine's all flat.
Yeah, I got work hair, so it's good. Nobody can see us, but we just outed ourselves anyway. But that's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, if you haven't guessed, this is my wife, Heidi. We brought her on for a special topic about being married to a herper, so we'll see how this goes. I get to fight my wife.
Yes, which is good because I don't want to fight you on this topic.
Oh, and we've had 25 years of fighting experience, so yeah, we gotten pretty good at it. Yeah.
So the question is, Justin is so competitive and likes to be a braggart, basically, about how he beats me in all of these fights.
Man.
Such a braggart about it. And I just want to know if he's a braggart when he loses the arguments to you, Heidi.
When I lose,
I
never lose.
I let him win a lot.
You let him win a lot?
to avoid that same situation. Yeah.
So
Even though deep down, I know that I really have won.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So basically, his overconfidence in him beating me is a result of you two, of Justin's false assertion that he's always the winner.
Oh man, this may have been a mistake, folks. I might have just sealed my doom. Yeah, we got a tag team going on. Great. All right,
It was your idea, dude.
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going out of town next week, and so we needed to record, and Heidi was close by, and she agreed to do this. I think it's an interesting topic, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so what's going on in your world?
Well, a lot of residency stuff at Utah State University. So if kids are trying to get their stuff done on time, I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, that's
Nice, good one.
not very loud sneeze.
That's a little sneeze.
That was a little.
So yeah, my garden is going pretty good.
Nice.
I planted about 60 tomato plants.
Whoa, look at you.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna have any room to store all the tomatoes, are we?
Heck yes, we are.
Okay.
In your
tomato
stomach. Yeah, that's why when once they start popping off, man, you gotta. It is all tomatoes all the time for you for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our growing season's kind of short here, so we've got a lot of green tomato salsa and stuff.
Well,
like
I'll
that.
grow them, and then when I'm done, I just pluck the whole plant, and I make green tomato salsa, green curry, stuff like that.
Yeah,
you can.
it's
I
good
found out
stuff.
you can hang them in the garage and let them ripen. But I'm not that patient.
We freeze quick up here. But, but it's all good.
It's weird down here. I can take like one tomato plant and run it from year to year. Like it never dies, and you can just it'll live, and then it won't fruit the entire year. But obviously, like you leave it in the ground, and it looks horrible for a while, and then it just kind of makes it through the winter and starts again. So, and we actually have almost 2 growing seasons where our tomatoes grow twice a year. Because
no way.
Yeah. So it's just weird. It's like we don't have enough of a winter period, and they just kind of look horrible in the summer, and then when it starts fall, they start again, and then winter, they'll kind of take a pause, and then once it starts to warm up again, and the wet season, they start again. So yeah, you don't even have to replant.
Now who's bragging? Come on.
I know, bragging.
He lives in the great herb spot, and he gets tomatoes year round.
Seasons.
What is the deal?
And pays
now we can gang up on him.
And pays $7 a gallon for gas.
Yeah, I guess you.
We paid $3.83 for a gallon of milk the other day. That was kind of how much is milk in California?
That is such a good question. That is, I haven't bought.
You guys
I haven't
drink
actually.
milk much?
Well, no. I mean,
you just don't buy it.
I just don't buy it. Yeah, I don't buy it.
Okay.
So I
find out for next time.
Yes. Okay. I'm on the mission.
Yeah.
Got it.
While you're the bachelor, do you have to buy milk for your daughter that's at home still?
I buy pizza. We ordered pizza yesterday, and yes, my daughter likes Jersey Mike's, so we got Jersey Mike's tonight. So yeah, I unfortunately work is super crazy right now, so I have to actually go into work tomorrow. So so thankfully my kids are old enough to take care of themselves a little bit and be independent, and then we just let the dogs watch. No one's coming in the house with the dogs, so that would be a big mistake. But so it's it's not the worst. Definitely not like when they were little. So now they're getting.
Yeah, it's nice when they get older and they can kind of take care of themselves. Yeah. All right. Any new developments in the world of reptiles?
No, I bought some live fuzzies, no eyes open, and I went and just put them all into the tubs for all of the coastals. So we'll see who kind of eats. I want to try to do kind of a live left alone feeding. I'll check them here in a little bit and see who ate. Man, lots of gecko. I just had another standing day gecko hatch out, so waiting on the other one to hatch out. And other than that, man, no, just I got a lot of I've probably got like 25 day geckos between standing and Grandis and Williams Eye, so I need to do something with that. Start going fast and furious on some ads or something and really sell. I don't know. I got to figure out how to get my wife into my marketing and sales team that I haven't created yet. You know what I mean? Dude, I just, it's, when you have to run the sales, the marketing and the sales wing of your reptile, you're
it's pretty non-existent over here.
Yeah,
I need to get Summer on that, right?
But at least throughout the years, you have gone through and created a website for yourself and you've done enough that you're way more ahead of it than I am. So
Jake was talking about revamping my website.
Really, I think that would
see
be.
If that happens.
He does web design?
He knows that stuff.
Yeah,
and he was looking for a project. He's gonna start the school at the local. Technology school, technology college. So
cool.
Yeah, so he's going into tech stuff.
IT.
Tech
That's
stuff, boy.
IT
man.
Security.
Yeah, I guess he's not a boy no more. He's a man.
Yeah, he's 23.
Oh man,
he's old.
Yeah,
he's crazy.
He's legal beagle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Still remember, he was like a teenager when you met him.
I know.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures. I feel like I've watched him grow up in pictures, but he was he was definitely still a kid the last time we actually hung out. So, was that it? Was that at Treg and Jenny's?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think that was.
Yeah. He was my helper at the shows sometimes. That was good memories.
Yeah.
Good times. The kids are begging. I need to do California shows again.
Let's do it, dude. I'm down. I need. Yeah. Well, the super shows this weekend, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So nice. I think it's up in what's that place? I'm pulling a Justin right now. Anaheim, California.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So.
It was Anaheim Super Show.
Yeah,
you went to that last year, right?
Yeah, I was getting bugs, and the guys in the shop were talking about the show, so I was like, oh yeah, cool. I can't go.
Oh yeah,
I gotta work.
Work.
Yeah,
it's a bad weekend to be working.
Can't quit my day job.
No, not the best move in this day and age.
Not
if you
yet.
want to drive anywhere, I guess.
Nope. I need about 50,000 more people to get into scrub pythons, and then I really got to do good before I could think about switching careers at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm dreaming about herp in Australia again. Old Aussie Herp podcast had Ollie and Reed on talking about their herp trips and all the stuff they're finding, and I'm like, man, I got to get back over there. It's killing me.
Yeah.
But soon enough, I suppose.
You're not going this year, though.
No, not going this year.
Jeez, the Podfather beat you back over there, huh?
No, I know. Yeah, he's going to be the guinea pig. We'll see how it goes for him. we'll book a trip.
He said he sounded a bit nervous, or he sounded a bit nervous that he said he's been blessed with the the doctor and Bobby Pebbles to kind of lead the North American expeditionary tours, and now he's kind of gonna be the one leading the tour, so to speak, and he's like, it's gonna be work. Yeah.
Well, Rob's still going.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I bet.
It sounded
Rob's a plan. He's like me. He likes to plan stuff out and have like a minute to minute and specific spots where you're going.
Did they find a lot of stuff on their last trip?
Well, they found an Owen Pelly python. Yeah. They found like all the pythons up there except for all of
How do you repeat that?
How do you?
They just have to go to a whole
expectations
nother place.
are high, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a big. But there's so many things over there you can see. These guys on this on the Herp podcast were talking about finding like 95 species in like in a day or two, or
95 in a day or two.
I mean, it was a short period of time. They were finding a lot of stuff, and they're really good photographers. So I think I know one of the guys. Ollie's last name is Newman. He supplied a picture or two for the book of some Bredli he found out in the Alice Springs area, so that was cool. And then I don't know if I know Reed, but I followed him on Instagram, and he's got some killer pictures. So yeah, hopefully they keep the pictures coming. But yeah, some good stuff. I saw a nice post from Matt Somerville of his finds over the summer and all the crazy stuff he found. He had a good herping year as well.
He's always killing
stuff.
He's always killing it, though.
He's the man.
Yeah.
That guy. I need to herp with that guy someday if he'll herp with me. I don't know. Some yank,
That's like being like, oh, that Jeffrey Dahmer man, he's really killing it,
I guess so. Are you saying he's the Jeffrey Dahmer of herping?
No, I'm just saying he's really, really killing it.
You lost me on that one. Okay, he's killing it.
He's really killing it.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. We got to take our two youngest over, so we took the three oldest, I took them over in 2016, and then now the two youngest keep whining about going over, so we got to figure out a time to. I mean,
they are aware that it is not a like a sightseeing trip. Like they know, they know.
I'm a little worried.
It'll be a little bit that. I mean. I don't know. We'll probably have to do quite a bit of sightseeing. I think I learned little bit of a lesson from my older kids. But
can you unhinge that a little bit, or are you able?
A little bit.
Are you able to? Will you be able to tear yourself away from herping to do other?
I'm sure we'll get some in, and I'm sure there'll be good sports about it. I think we'd almost have
to go off season.
Oh yeah, if we went off season,
wasn't a good time, then you wouldn't have the choice.
That's kind of what we're looking at. This like if we, but then it's I don't know.
look at him. He's already like, then why do we go? Why are we even going to go? If I can't,
my cousin,
if I can't find stuff, why do we go?
My cousin was in the Cairns area. Gina, she was up there with her kids and her mom, and they were, in the middle of winter, and I'm like, what are you going there when there's no snakes around? What's the point? But I'm sure we'd have a lot of fun. And I'm thinking, like, if we went to Darwin or something, there'd be crocs out basking and things like that. So we'd go on, like, a croc boat tour and stuff. So there'd be stuff to see. It would just be, less stuff. But going to different places, and who knows? Off season might be better these days.
Or his old place
up in Darwin. Yeah.
Oh, that's where I want to go in that cage.
Yeah, she wants to go float in the cage of death.
Nice.
We'll go together and
just want to grab their little fingernails. Their
claws. We'll accomplish what Rico and what's it?
Do the frog?
Yeah, the amplexus.
Yeah, I'm not doing that in the cage.
I know. Rico and Mark Spataro are going into the cage of death, and we told them you need to do it in amplexus, and they didn't think that was funny. But I don't think Heidi will go for that either.
No.
You might grab me out of fear, though.
You might grab me out of fear.
I'm not.
Then what if you push me closer to the crocodile, closer than I want to be to the edge?
There you go.
I'm going to have to get mad at you.
Yeah, you'll be the male in this amplexus.
I think I'd rather be by myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'll let you do it. I don't need to do it.
Well, you don't need to have two people.
I've been close to crocs in the wild. I don't need to be in a cage.
That sounds like a croc, all right.
I eat cracks like you for breakfast.
Oh man. Yeah, there's some good content out there. I've been excited to see everybody releasing all these photos of field herping and good stuff. Cameron Rognon posted he's a field biologist or ranger, something like that, down in southern Utah, and he was up in the mountains and he saw like this. He saw a mountain king just kind of chilling, crawling along. So he just kind of watched it for a bit, and then he saw another one, and it was coming like up, and then they kind of cuddled together, and so he's like, "That was cool." Yeah, that's a rare sight in Utah, especially, but pretty cool observation. Man, that guy. He's seen some awesome stuff. Like, he knows where all the Gilas live, and he always posting pictures of Gilas like eating bunnies or, fighting off birds or something, eating their eggs. I mean, he gets all these crazy shots. Male Gilas like combating or something, or a male chasing a female around. It's pretty sweet. So I need to go herping with that guy too if he let me. But
well, I just
he probably
had
has
idea.
A lot of people.
What if you got what's that big cute monitor lizard that we saw in Payne's Find? The big ones.
Oh, the Panoptes, yeah.
Yeah. What if you got the smallest of those with another smallest, and could you size down that?
Well, it's called an Ackie, right?
Yeah.
You get a dwarf monitor.
No, they're different colors.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess you could select
because
for
they
smaller.
have such a skinny, the Ackies
what do you
have
want
a
to do that
smaller
for?
Snout. Well, I just think that'd be fun to have a really big monitor, but then you don't have to have the size.
In a small form?
Yeah, because then you're here, have this pet that you can't control, that you can't feed, but then it's cute, and it's still fat, like the proportions. Because an Ackie has more slender.
There's a
I don't know. They can get pretty chunky.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see. The Ackies Ron St. Pierre's feeding right now.
What did Chuck say?
Oh, he said the Ackies Ron's feeding now.
Yeah, they're little chunk monsters.
I wonder. I'd put a hat on a monitor. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not allowed on this podcast.
Yeah,
come on,
Justin. You just admitted.
I like bandanas, like a little bandana.
Owen will kick us off the podcast.
No, he would not.
Owen.
No, this is for you to listen.
That's for you. Owen, we might have to put a hat on one of those.
Owen doesn't listen to us.
Okay, we're fine. We can say all the hat shenanigans.
Eric might tattle though. Eric might tell him that what we're saying. Eric, don't rat us out. Come on, man.
I don't know. Eric's been pretty good at not ratting us until it's time to rat.
That's true.
He definitely
Owen now calls himself the Mackin Wookie. So. Yeah. He's embraced the truth. That's my hypothesis. That Owen fights against it so hard because he is a Sasquatch in hiding.
He's got to keep that. It's been secret for this long. Yeah. It has to continue to be secret.
Well, they found his dad's skull or somebody's skull.
Oh yeah, I was gonna share that in the NPR chat, and I was like, how has nobody latched onto this? Yeah, thank you for bringing that. I almost forgot about that. I was like, The
skull of a Mackin Wookie was discovered in British Columbia or something like that.
Dude, how have people been mackin' slacking this long on finding the skulls of dead Mackin Wookiees?
Yeah, and his was like out in the open. It looked like a cast, and it looked like a gorilla skull.
It did look like some kind of skull.
Standing up on your hind legs. I mean, it had the connections for the big muscles on the top of the head, which, the gorillas and the orangutans, those kind of animals have those. It looked just like a gorilla skull. It's fake. I'm calling it.
And there was no wear on it either. Like, yeah, it's kind of more wear on it.
It looked like it was just too conveniently intact for being in a river system or something, kind of goofy. But I'm sure it's a publicity stunt.
Because they take care of their own. They're not going to let a skull or anything of the body stay out. They're going to...
That's right.
That's what I believe.
They'll bury themselves.
I believe if something happens to one, then the rest come and remove the rest of the body.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly
why,
right.
That's what I believe.
So you're saying there's more than one. It's not just one.
Yeah.
They'd be macking stashing them bodies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's what I think.
No macking peeking on those. No McPeaking on those. They're macking stashing.
They're not macking slacking, that's for sure.
Yeah,
dude, we could start a whole we could start a whole Mac and Wookiee vernacular out of this. Like he could have like a whole. He could have his whole like. We could start
like
their
McDonald's,
we could start their language. You know what I mean? Like everything is macking something, and they would just.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm with this.
McPeakin and Mackin stashing.
Yeah.
No McPeakin on those. All right. Well, that's enough nonsense. I guess it wasn't all nonsense, but
no,
that was some good Wookiee talk.
Yep.
Okay.
Bring it full circle.
Oh, you ready to fight me, hon?
Sure.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, let's flip a coin. Where did my coin go? I think
was that cute? I don't want to fight. Remember that show when it's Tom Hardy and he's like, I don't want to fight.
Oh, where they're brothers?
I don't want to fight. Yeah.
Just tap out, man. Tap out.
It's okay.
Did you see that? What's that called? Warrior or something like that?
No.
What? Yeah, it's a guy who looks like Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
Anyway, who's the other guy?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah. They're these cute brothers. They're young.
And they're both like, what is it? Ultimate Fight.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, you call it in the air.
Okay. Tails.
Ooh.
Tails.
Oh, no.
I totally cheated. You call it. You call it. You call it.
What do you mean? You just got it. I mean, you.
No, I got it. I
Tails.
cheated. It's okay. You pick what you're going to pick.
Hey, if that's how you want to start this, you're welcome to cheat.
I'm going to win no matter what, though, right?
That's the spirit.
Well, what side are you picking?
Yeah. If Chuck's moderating, he says, I win.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
But he didn't see the coin, so he can't make the
Justin,
what?
You're going to lose no matter what, okay? No matter what. You're going to
Okay,
lose.
then I will take con. It's bad to be married to a herper.
I think that's only fair. I think if I pick con and I go hard, then that's nothing but good. That's nothing but bad. Like that's just going to cause problems.
Okay. Well, I won the coin. Well, you.
But no, I think that I know all the bad stuff.
Well,
but if Justin does too good of a job, this could have negative implications for him. You know.
Yeah.
If he sells the con too hard, maybe you're like, you know what? You're right. I've been wrong all this time. I'm changing it up. You know what I mean? And there goes Australia 2023 for you.
We're going to go look at churches in Bavaria.
She's flipping your script.
Hey,
right.
she gets whatever she wants.
Exactly.
She's the queen.
Oh, I just feel...
Okay, well... Do you want to start? You get to start.
She's still trying to decide.
Ladies first.
Her heart is not in this yet.
You're doing pro. You're a pro.
Now I decided I want to not be pro.
You love being married to a herper.
I just thought of all these bad things.
Then do con.
I feel that weighs heavy on my conscience if I say con.
Well, all the listeners will enjoy. They'll vote for me if I'm pro because they think it's awesome to be married to a herper too. So you got to think about the listeners.
Okay.
Okay. What do you do?
I think my wife might be on your side if you were on the con side. My wife is not all pro about reptiles.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't think you could do con justice because
I'll try. You can remind me.
You will
There's
forever never be able to see truly what the con side is.
There's nothing stopping you from giving me the win and helping me out.
I think I have to take con and just say that I'll play fair. But I won't get too low.
You know what?
Don't you think that's fair, Chuck?
I think this is awesome because I think Justin has already made up his mind that he wanted the con side, and to watch him squirm as he has to realize that he has now got to throw all of the arguments that he was going to make out the window and wing it. The angst on his face right now.
I was born to wing it.
That's a good point. Because have you been thinking about this?
What?
Have you been thinking about this?
Not really.
Don't let him lie to you.
It's all internal.
Lies.
It's all internal.
Lies.
I know what maybe you'd think, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, I take it back. This is the last time I'm going to flop. You're going to do con, and we'll see.
No, you can do pro.
And then I'll tell you how if you miss the mark.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're going to help me win. That's what you're saysaying.
I'm still going to win.
I don't know. Not
this
if you help me
the girls
strengthen my argument.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I'm just going to remind you of this little photo
and all the
here
hands
that I stare at while I do my podcast.
This was before. This was before I was too.
This is our
innocent to know what I was getting into.
Engagement photos.
That's the before you got tricked picture.
Yeah, that's before she got tricked.
Isn't that cute?
She's a little sweetheart.
Man, you guys were young in that picture.
I know.
I'm so skinny.
That's 25 and a half years ago. Holy cow. Crazy. Okay. Well, what are you doing?
I
still don't know.
I'm doing pro, but you start because if you've already thought about this.
First.
Is that how you do this?
Ladies first.
So then I say what I think a pro is?
Mm-hmm. You say all the good stuff about being married to her. Don't think too hard. You're going to offend our whole listenership.
I think that the best pro is being more aware of the world around you and having a greater appreciation for creatures.
I like that.
Now you tell me why that's wrong.
Expound?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's super fun, like going to a zoo. Because I was surprised when Justin, we're at a zoo and Justin starts talking about some, a four-legged, cattle-y type thing. And I thought, how in the heck do you know what this is? This is not a reptile. And then I used to check and, see if you really knew what
quiz him,
about.
in case he was just telling you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe he's just that's the Argentinian striped bass or something. I thought he's just doing it because he wants to know that he knows or something. But, so yeah.
Okay. Well, so you're married to a very
baby.
You're married to a very special man who appreciates all nature. My friends are not like that, right? A lot of the guys are like, bird? What are you looking at birds for? There's walkie birds.
They want to shoot the bird.
There's flyy bird. There's swimmy bird, and that's it.
No, you're supposed to say the con.
I am. I'm saying that
everyone else is the
reptile people. No, reptile people focus on reptiles. They don't care about that other stuff necessarily. They don't want to look at birds or mammals. They just are there for the.
Pro being married to you, not a herper.
I'm saying herpers in general.
Okay.
Being married to, unless you want to say specific about being married to me. I'm saying being married to a general herper.
This sounds like a certain. This sounds like a con for reptile people, but still pro why you should be married to Justin. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're trying to win while you win.
Don't give away my game plan. Come on, at least let me get 1 point out before you ruin it for me.
I'm just questioning the strategy in the long term. I don't know.
No, I mean, you saw those guys in action give me a hard time about looking at birds. I mean, there are definitely quite a few herpers. Exactly. Yeah. There are quite a few herpers that do appreciate it. Like herping with Nipper, we looked at birds together, and he sent me a bird book. That bird guide and Keith likes the birds, and so there are some herpers that, and a lot of herp people started out in fish or something else. So or our friends in Australia, are all doing dogs and stuff. So I'm not saying general, but if you're out on a herp trip, they're not going to want to stop and look at a bird. They're going to want to go for the herps, right?
I would also like to point out that if you were that serious about it, then it's an easy target. They can make fun of the birds because they got your goat, you know?
Oh, I don't
it's
care.
An easy
they can
thing
make
to tease you for.
Because I enjoy them. Yeah. I don't care what they say.
So maybe they do like the birds. They just we can razz Justin about
maybe
it.
So. Yeah. But they don't take pictures of them. They don't try to ID them. That's half the fun.
That's because they don't know what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
They need
I didn't know what they were last year, and now I know what they are.
They will. They would take pictures of them, and they'd be like, "Justin, what's this? What's this?" Right?
There you go.
Yeah,
I could help them ID them. So
I extend a challenge to all the friends who go with Justin. Oh, I'm talking into the listener thing.
That's okay.
She keeps talking in the headphones, and she thinks she's going to beat me.
I'm not sure where I am right now. Hey, I fight dirty, so I'll probably win. But yeah, I would say everywhere you're going to go, look up and get 5 new species of the avian variety,
or mammals,
or
fish, or whatever. Yeah,
and look everywhere you go, or bugs. There's so many cool bugs.
That's the beauty, is that iNaturalist, you can identify just about anything, plants too. I mean,
and also on your cell phone now, there's a way it will tell you what plant it is.
Just don't go full. Oh God, why did I try to say a name?
Yeah, you're good.
He works at Australian Reptile Park.
Oh.
Weigel.
John Weigel.
Don't go full John Weigel and just switch to birds and ignore reptiles. Oh. That's dangerous too. He has the big ear birding record for the United States.
That was awesome.
I know, and Australia. He's the man. He's a cool guy too. Yeah. So I'm
did
just joking.
Did he beat the naked birder?
He did. He beat the naked birder.
Is the naked birder really naked?
Yeah, he birds naked. In the U.S.
Is this on the internet?
Can I look it up? I'm sure
this is Justin who said
arrested a couple times.
You
can look it up.
Heidi, has he not clued you into this whole? We have this whole thing now.
I've told you about him. It was funny.
Okay, naked.
Anyway, big ear.
Well, I want to see this naked guy.
Oh, she just want to look up porn.
It came up as like little chickens.
He is naked.
Those are parrots without feathers.
There's little parrots with no.
They're naked birds, not naked birders.
Cute.
You just typed in naked bird.
I lose at Google too, apparently. Okay, you say the next one because.
Well, okay, so I think I'm con, right?
You gotta say a con.
I think anywhere you go, it turns into a reptile trip or a zoo trip or something. So anytime,
that's a mic drop right there.
Okay, so here's an example. We were going to my friend's wedding in Dallas, and I found out the Dallas Zoo had a wonderful. I've been in contact with Winston Card and Rustin Hartdegen and some of the keepers there back in the day at Dallas Zoo, and they had an amazing monitor collection. They had Parentes. I'm like, come on. You got to have a Parenti, we got to go see a Parenti at a zoo in the U.S. because there weren't very many. So, and then not too far from there, within driving distance, was the Fort Worth Zoo. So it was, and they had a wonderful reptile collection and really great, keepers there too. So even though they wouldn't let me back scenes, but Winston and Rustin took me around to back scenes. Those guys were cool.
Yeah, and I started realizing. Wait a second.
And so we did two zoos in a day.
Zoo,
So
do you feel like do you feel like there's always the side agenda, Heidi? There's the trip, but there's also the trip within the trip. There's always there's the plans, and then there's the plans being laid.
Yeah, I will admit we have driven through a sketchy old rundown trailer park that was it was like a ghost town trailer park. It was seriously creepy, but it was like a good spot for rosy boas or something.
Yeah,
so we were gonna go road cruising. And Heidi's like, no, we're gone. We're out of here. Let's go. She's like, we're not cruising in here. I'm like, honey, there's nobody. And then you hear a gunshot or something.
We're not dying for rosy boas tonight, Justin.
Yeah. Screw the rosy boas.
We're out of here. We looked for a little bit though. We did. We looked for a long time.
Until we realized how creepy it was. Then I'm like, okay.
Until we realized.
Yeah.
So
you're agreeing. So I'm ahead now? Is that the deal?
Sure,
You're saying mic drop?
Sure.
Okay,
no,
well, what's your counter?
I'm supposed to say a pro. Oh, you said a con. That was a con.
Yeah, how do you counter my con?
It's true.
I just say it's true because, like Justin will always say, we'll go anywhere you want. Have we been to Ireland? Have we been to Scotland? Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. So the other, I guess,
the Northern Lights are calling, and I must go.
Yeah.
And yet.
Well, I mean, you don't have enough time.
There's no reptiles up there.
So. I'm taking her to France next year, huh? How's that? Yeah. We're not going Herper. Well, we might go a little bit Herper.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see a wild, tortoise out there? That'd be cute, right?
In where?
In France.
Tortoise in France?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a goat on a mountain.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll look for those too.
That's what
we'll go up into the Alps.
No, I'll see a tortoise with you, I guess.
Oh, okay.
A tortoise or a
French tortoise? Yeah.
Oh.
Oui, tortoise.
French tortoise.
You dare to come to France and not see the tortoise? I cannot do accents with the dart.
That's okay. I can't either, but it's hilarious.
Well, I think that a pro. Okay, I thought of a pro.
All right.
Oh boy.
A pro of that is if you have to go to all these places, you find a way to make it worth your while. Like most places have good gift shops if you want to buy stuff, or you say, well, and maybe it becomes like a barter as a way. And I think all of this has to come with good communication. Because if you get really TO'd that you're going to 6 zoos in a day,
then you're trying to barter your husband. You're like, here, you can take my husband. Give me that shirt.
I'm like, those kind of things. But I think you have to talk about it. Like, don't get ticked off and then get mad at the zoo-loving husband that you have. But, be aware. Notice your feelings. Yeah. Say it,
I didn't choose the Herp life. The Herp life chose me. The Skux life. Yeah. Just call me Ricky Baker.
Ricky Baker. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking of any really good pros here, guys.
Oh, my goodness. I think she's secretly con. She's just trying to thwart the pro side.
I think she tried to tell you that.
Okay, but you did say a pro, so I can say a con.
Okay, you say a con.
I think... it can get out of control really easy, and so if you're the non-Herp person, you're the one that has to say no all the time. So then you're kind of like the bad guy. Or if you say yes, then you enable it, and then you're promoting some. So there has to be some good discussion and some thought process. I think every good partnership does need a little bit of that, And I imagine
so has
that
Heidi
Herp people
saved you from multiple bad reptile decisions.
Probably, yeah. Or helped me understand, it's not as easy as just saying I want it, or I want to get that, or it's available, so can I buy it? Well, where are you going to keep it? How much does it cost? How long do they take to reproduce? Those kind of things. Is it going to be, something that people will want to buy, or are you going to be stuck with a bunch of babies or something like that? So, I think that's helpful, especially in the first part of a partnership. You don't want to go too crazy. And I had to get some species early on that I wasn't as interested in, but she was a little bit excited about, the little baby milk snakes. They were cute and pretty.
I loved those.
And they were so squirmy and
hog
fun.
Noses when I first saw those.
Yeah, so I got a few species and worked with those just to show her that snakes weren't scary and bad. They were cute and fun too. So, and then I could work my way up to a jungle carpet or something. So, yeah, and then the rest is history, I suppose. Yeah. But I think we're at a good balance now. Where
there has to be balance in the forest.
Yeah, there has to be a balance in the forest for sure. So I think that's a con is the non-Herp person kind of has to be the one who says no all the time and kind of says, that's not a good idea, or can you really work with that or something? So maybe that could bring friction into a relationship. Well,
could you imagine if we were both Herp people and I was like, did you check out this new species? And then you're like, yeah, we should. And then let's do morphs. And then next thing you know, that's we have no breaks on this thing.
There are a few examples of that. We got the Puget Sound pythons, Gendra. We got those two. And the I just thought of their names.
The Barkers.
Yeah, Barkers are both big-time reptile folks. And we gotta... What's that?
Joanne and Peter.
Oh, yeah. Well, Joanne's not so... She's more like you, where she...
she reels. I would think... I don't know her, but it would seem like she reels Peter back in a little.
Maybe so. She likes cats and dogs. And so,
I think sometimes if you want something and I'm like, really, oh, sure, go right ahead. And then it kind of makes you stop and go, wait, maybe I need to rethink this a little bit. Sometimes I've noticed you do that before. Yeah.
The Gilpins, they make a good deal and make a good go of it. They herp a lot together, so that's kind of fun, too.
What about your friends who do the frogs or the tortoises? They used to live in Logan and then they moved.
Yeah, I think it's just the husband there.
Oh.
Yeah, she's just supportive. So.
Oh. See, look at all of us go. We need to have like a spa day for the
get all the girls together and let them do something fun. But.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got a pro for us?
Don't
hurt yourself.
If your spouse has an animal hobby, it is very much easier for you to also choose an animal hobby, and they can't say no because they have an animal hobby. So that's kind of a good thing. I've used that to my advantage a couple times.
That's why we have dogs.
Every home needs to have a dog.
Yeah, I mean, I need to train one to like find tortoises or something, but
would it eat the tortoise?
That'd be cool. I don't think so. You'd have to train it right. I've heard of people doing that, having a dog that finds reptiles.
Oh yeah,
Ruby's trained to find tortoises.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's not true. She's horrible. She would never. She would just bark. She would just bark. Yeah.
Well, hey, that'll alert you to the presence of the tortoise, right? There you go.
Maybe, but she barks all the time, so it'd be like there'd be like tortoises everywhere. Yeah, it'd be false alarm city. It'd be false alarm city.
Yeah, that is true though. I mean, you can kind of say, and that's how she won that argument pretty easily. As we were saying, because I grew up in a family that did not enjoy dogs and we never had a dog, and we always had cats, and then she wanted to get a dog, and I was always taught that dogs were gross and they ate their own poop and stuff like that. So I'm like, why do you want a dog? That's horrible. That's disgusting. You got to clean up crap all the time. And she's like, you have a room full of snakes. I'm like, okay, you win. We can get a dog.
Yeah, and a house full of crickets at the time. We had a trailer, and those crickets were everywhere. There was not a sealed wall.
We had a loose gecko to clean up the crickets.
That's probably not a bad. Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Yeah. Until we went to sell the place, and we rolled back the door. So we lived behind kind of the rolling closet door in the reptile room. And the whole wall was just covered in crap, and it was
because it just went to the bathroom.
It just pooped down the wall, so it was like streaks down the wall. It was pretty nasty.
But on the plus side, it
was localized.
Chose one spot. Yeah,
that's true. So it worked out.
It worked out. It was all good.
Yeah. So we
stand by that decision.
That bug life.
Okay, another con is when you want a house, you have to consider where you're going to put reptiles. Con. Yeah. And so you limit your choices of homes to places that have an extra bedroom or a part of the garage you can wall off and turn into a herp room.
And renting is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would. Ugh.
Yeah, you have to forego having reptiles for a while in some instances.
Let's expand that con and talk about how sometimes you have to hide your animals because
and a lot of places just have kind of that no pets rule with stupid dogs. Sorry, not stupid dogs. He just barked. That's why I called him stupid.
He's protecting
Anytime
us.
he hears anything, he has to bark. He protects us from neighbors and all
he's
sorts
getting
of
a little
stuff.
Old and
crotchety.
Man.
Anyway, so they say no pets, but they really mean no dogs and cats. But they just kind of put the blanket on it, and most of them probably don't care if you have like a terrarium or something with a small lizard. I'm sure they'd probably freak out if you had a giant Nile monitor or something. But
I think it's just easier to say no. Period.
Yeah, exactly. So then they can say, well, if it's a problem, then it was in our rules, and we're gonna prosecute you and take your deposit. But if we don't find out, then who cares? But I don't know. Owen talks about keeping all the reptiles in his dorm closet or whatever. And,
that would be crazy. I don't know how he got away with that.
Yeah. that's not the best for the reptiles either. You're not keeping them as well as they probably should be kept if you're trying to hide them in a closet or in a Rubbermaid container under your bed or something. But, I don't know. I guess we've all probably been there.
Temperature regulation in a dorm, it's probably like a cinder block building, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be pretty rough. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I mean, and that's the thing. You'll be to a better position soon. And a lot of times if you're compromising on space and trying to, wedge it in somewhere where it doesn't belong, then you're probably compromising the feeding and the, housing and all that kind of stuff too. So just wait till you're in a better position to do it. Get yourself in a good financial position where you can get a house or have space for them or find a place that rents that allows you to have them and do it legitimately. But, it's kind of risky to try to always be hiding something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got a pro.
Okay.
I just forgot what I was going to say.
Nice.
No,
nice.
I really...
Justin does that. Justin does that.
He does that too?
He does that.
Like, you're like, this is a good one, and then I promptly forgot. I know, money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you can make money on it.
Oh, yeah. We've gotten ourselves out of a lot of binds with reptile money.
But let's also talk about the bad part of that is sometimes, No.
You're not doing the cons. I'm doing the cons.
Okay, what would you say the bad thing about money is with reptiles?
Is that it's used for reptile stuff and not for other stuff, for family stuff?
Yeah. Sometimes it seems like, for the money you're buying all new caging when you just made new caging not too long ago, and then why don't we get a hot tub or or something like that, or
it's true.
So I mean, just things like that where it's these. I guess this is another thing with communication is so important because, and also if I bring it up and I say, hey, it seems like it's getting a little crazy, then the herper has to also be able to say, I acknowledge that. Yeah. Because if it's just I defend, then it just gets the bristles up on the other person's okay, they're doing a crummy thing, but they're also not owning up to it. And that really ticks you off.
Yeah.
So...
But I mean, I guess the counter could be true too. If you're always sapping from your personal finances to support your reptile hobby, that's true. That's not great either. So if you're always using, the money that should be going to rent or food or hot tubs, that is not brought in by reptiles, that's probably a... So I see it as kind of a self-sufficient hobby where it makes money to support itself. And, I try to do herp-related things so I can have a tax break, so you don't have to really, show that you're taking dividends or something or taking from the business so you don't have to pay taxes on it. Yeah. Maybe a tax loophole, but I'll go on a herp trip and say this was a reptile expenditure, right?
Yeah. That's why you write books. I have found the motivation.
So, I don't know. It's it can be definitely a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because it is nice to have a hobby that can pay for itself. But if you're saying, we need to finance the hobby so we can get it to the point where it's paying for itself, and then you're always buying something new, but it's never paying off, and you're not, doing it right. Then
and sometimes I think I wish I would like to have a hobby that I could do that, but I don't
love
have.
For you to have a hobby that
but
pays
I
for
also
itself.
don't have the time and because
you're gardening kind of.
Right, but I started gardening 2 years ago when my youngest kid was so all these years that you could go and do your animal stuff, well, someone has to take care of the kids, and that's been me. So I didn't have the option to say, let me have this hobby and let me use my time to do that. Yeah. And I know that's the choice we personally made in our roles, but at the same time, it seems somewhat unfair. Yeah, right? Because I want to be out there living my best life. Maybe I want to design jewelry and have my, and do that thing. Well, if I was to do that, where would I get the money to start up? I can't have jewelries make babies and then sell the baby jewelry. I have to, so...
You buy the parts and assemble them and then sell it for more than you paid for the parts.
Well, no, and it's kind of like the idea, though, where sometimes it can seem unfair. Sure. Where's my dream? Where's my hobby? You know? And that's a hard thing because, we've had a lot of time to come to terms with that, but,
Yeah, that can be a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look for Heidi's jewelry store in the near future. I'm going to become a country music star.
Yes.
Go on the road.
Dude, I want to see all those things happen right now. Yeah. Oh my
Give him a taste. Give him a taste of yours.
I've been practicing for a church choir for Sunday, and I cannot sing. But I'm trying so hard to sing the notes, and it's rough. Yeah. It's hard out there for
our daughter kind of roped her into it, and then she doesn't want to do it anymore. And she's like, nope, you're doing it. You got me into this. Well, you're staying with it.
I teach the kids at church music, and so I told them, you guys all go home and tell your mom and dads to join the word choir because they didn't have a lot of people. And then I thought, well, okay, I'm a turd if I don't join the word choir. And so I did. Yeah. But yeah. So that's my story.
And there's a country music career coming attached to that.
That's right. Okay. That's right. You know, on The Simpsons, when I'll be the Laura Lee, or what is Laura Lee, and you'll be my Colonel Homer. Yep.
All right.
It's going to get weird up in here, guys.
I don't know. I don't think there's any other cons being married to a herper.
Oh, there's so many.
We've covered them all.
What do you feed your reptiles? Gross.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I guess we have to keep
my daughter is not.
You don't have to, because there's plenty of herpers that don't keep rodents. Chuck doesn't have any more rodents anymore.
I don't breed rodents, but I still have to thaw rodents. I thaw rodents in my sink, and my daughter, she walks by. I have to tell her that, hey, there's rats in the sink. Otherwise, if she sees them, she's like, ah!
You get a sink? I have to do it in a bucket outside.
Oh no, I
don't
get
no sinks.
I'm highbrow with my dead rodents. Yeah.
This is Dad's sink.
Yeah, it's my sink.
Here's a twisted pro. Mm-hmm. I think it tells you who your true friends are.
Yeah,
because if I'll say to people, "Hey, come over to our house and we'll have a barbecue." Oh, I don't want to come to your house, and so then I'm just like,
they'll say, "Do you have snakes just crawling around?" And, like,
and then I say, "Yes, I do,"
yes,
and you're uninvited. Yeah. So I kind of, it puts you right. You know where you stand with most people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the animals you keep. So,
yeah.
I mean, how many people have horses out here and that's like their whole life?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one's like giving them shade because they have horses.
And how many people do horses kill? I mean, horses are far more dangerous than reptiles. I'm sorry, horse people. My boss is a horse guy, and he says the love for horses is inversely proportional to your IQ or something like that.
Oh shit!
And that was said by a horse person.
Ouch.
I thought it was funny. I remembered that one. But and he's the one always asking me to get him a new hat band every time I go herping. I'm like, okay, the joke's dead, dude. The joke's dead.
I remember him. Okay.
That kind of goes along with the you find out your true friends.
And people feel like they can say whatever they want.
That's the worst. That's the worst part is whenever people find out you're into snakes, the first thing they try to tell you is how they killed a snake, and you're like, you're an asshole.
I always say oh, do you like puppies? Yeah, I killed a puppy the other day. You would never hear that.
No, dude.
Come on.
No.
Yeah, but it's only applicable to snakes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I thought of another pro. Am I doing pro still?
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so many.
I think a pro it's a good hobby because, like it or not, I also, by default, am a herper too. And it's kind of a fun thing we have that we kind of have a collective thing, because I don't want you always going with your friends. Like sometimes I just want you to go with me and we'll go look for animals and stuff, or be able to go with your friends. And so that's kind of a nice thing. That'll give us something to look forward to as we get old and keep exploring.
And road cruising's pretty
it's the best because if you go someplace that's all hot and gross, and at least at
You're
night
in the
it's
car
not
and
as...
you got the air conditioning or something.
You can just let I
have been a little scared.
You just gotta make sure Justin puts it in park before he jumps out and goes running off, right?
and turns off the lights.
On,
We were out in the middle of Western Australia and I left the lights on, and then all of a sudden the car wouldn't start. We're like, oh no, we're far away from anything.
Well, when we are older and we have more money, we'll roll into somewhere, and part of our gear will be one of those little charging packs.
Yeah.
And we'll have that in the car, so we'll just have everything covered. So come, bring it on. Like that's what we'll do.
Yeah. But we'll get nicely outfitted.
That's a good pro, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I can't think of any more cons.
Beat
it's
that,
just
pro.
all too good. I think you've won.
Okay, would you want me to rapid fire cons
yes.
to you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
I feel like this is cathartic too.
Oh, this is going to be so good, you guys. This is going to be great. Your garbage cans always smell to high heaven.
One
fair.
We have two.
Both of our garbage cans do.
Oh, that's
they
true.
always
the
do.
The other one's because it's close to the reptile room.
You worry about when it comes to be summertime because the heat is the smell from either the rodents or the snakes are going to be higher. You worry about that.
Fair.
Your neighbors.
You're always worried about some weirdo coming to your house to steal. Because that has happened before. I don't know if it does now, but
no, I used to sell rodents to kind of help ends meet.
That's a whole nother con. That's a different con.
But like this kid came to our house and he tracked poop like into our house. Like
and
he
we
was
were renting
clueless,
that house.
Yeah, like just a clueless doofus. But that was fun.
Well, so you have a bunch of random people at your house.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Also,
no, I don't.
Yeah,
like
remember, most Herpers are a little
I swear, like maybe about 15, 20 years ago, wasn't there someone who someone broke into their collection and and so you hear one story like that and then it kind of makes you paranoid a little bit. So there's that. Another
I keep psycho Australian herding dogs, so nobody comes into my people
so
are like
helps.
Whoa, poor Rob Stone when he stayed at my place, dude. My dogs had him herded into the living room, and it was I've been in that I kind of had to tell him, like, look man, just stay on this side of the gate, the bathroom's right there. If you need anything in the middle of the night and then you get like you can't, just yell for me, basically. Like don't try to do it by yourself. Don't do it. And once you met Chewy and Ruby, he instantly understood. Rob was amazing. Rob is the most like intuitive. Like he was whispering with these dogs, but he knew. He was like, oh, okay, he's not kidding.
Yeah, they're a little high strung.
They are
herding dogs. We've got one, and the neighbor kids were over trying to pet her, and she was just snapping at them every time they got their hand close. It's like, come on, I said it's okay, you know?
Ruby used to. So Ruby really loves me. Like, I'm like me. I mean, like, she growls at Chewy when Chewy tries to get petted from me. Like, she used to lure women in where she would, like, look all cute and, like, give them the eye. And they would go to pet her and she'd be like, "Arr!" And then try to lunge at them. And I'm like, oh, my God, this bitch right here is crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's... Anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah, I love my dogs, but I love there's definitely aspects of my reptiles that I like more because I don't have to deal with the craziness of the mammal part of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Reptiles are a lot more low maintenance than other pets, and so in that regard,
even scrubs that'll bite the crap out of you are in many ways way less difficult. You don't have to worry about your scrub getting loose and biting somebody and them trying to sue you or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. But
definitely
I mean, dog bites are a lot more of a concern than snake bites, I would say. But that nobody's going to try to legislate dogs as being illegal.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, not yet. Not yet. Anyway,
the pets we keep are targeted, so that's a rough position to be in a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have pit bulls, or I feel like there's pressure on certain dog species. You know what I mean? But I agree with you that the overarching protection of domesticated mammals kind of protects all of those. Cats, dogs. Yeah. Like,
if they cared about the wild, like they say they do, they would outlaw cats real fast.
Yeah,
or outdoor cats.
Or they would make programs to so that they. Yeah,
I have a coworker who was telling me today that he has this feral cat that comes around and is friends with his dog, and this feral cat lives in the backyard, and because it drags like all of this kill into their yard. Possums, raccoons, mice. They call this cat Murder Mittens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Murder Mittens.
No, cats are good at that.
Like,
cats are good at killing stuff.
That is the best name for a feral cat, Murder Mittens. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Get a possum.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It's taking down possums.
I'm like, what the heck are you feeding?
They have some serious mouths. Yeah.
He showed me a picture, and it's this cute little cat that's just like, I'm like, oh my god, dude, they're psychos. I just can't with you and the cats, Justin. But it's okay.
I know.
I will forever
Our
be a
cat
dog person.
is cool. It's a cool cat.
Yeah,
I never thought I would love a cat so much.
So I've heard hairless cats are pretty cool, and I will admit there's probably the cool cat out there, but you know, by and large, I think I've shared the story. I've had bad experiences with a cat, so. Yeah. My wife.
You don't want murder mittens anytime
No,
soon.
dude. No murder mittens for me. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, are we done fighting?
Oh, I don't know. I feel
She
like
wants
I'm,
to get you some more.
Oh, man.
If I quit now, I'm
making
gonna
me feel
be
bad.
missing a chance. No, I think to be fair, all you Herpers out there in Herperland, you guys got to remember, you guys make it hard on the other person.
Yeah.
It is not an easy life. No one ever grows up and is ready to understand why someone would keep a reptile and then have roaches to feed it.
Yeah.
I mean, these are some hard things to get
Well, they're
used
like
to.
little leaps. They're little leaps for us, but for people who are not like super into it, I totally recognize what a you know, like I could see like why like, you know, our neighbors think we're crazy. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I get that. Like I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just be, you know, let the other person have their frustrations. And then if they're really stressed, have them text me, I guess. Don't text me, but send me a message on something.
Facebook Messenger.
Because you know what, we've all been there, and it's healthy to vent a little bit and then let it go. Because at the end of the day, Justin's not, you know, he says he chooses me over the snakes, but if you take that away from him, he's like I'm
a half man.
He's a shell of a man. You know? Yeah. So
I'm nothing without my reptile.
Like I could use my influence. Yeah. And not a cute one. No. You'd be like more like a turtle. Not even because I like tortoises better than turtles. So you'd be like a gross,
like a shellless naked turtle.
A turtle.
Naked birding turtle.
Wouldn't that be so cute? Like if you were naked in a turtle shell.
Now I need to do some boardwalk photos of the turtle shell.
I'm gonna slap a bumper sticker on that carapace that says Trevor.
The naked Herper. Yeah. I think that's a fair point. And I think it all comes down to communication, because anybody can go kind of crazy with a hobby and have it cost a lot of money or put them in a bad spot financially or do things like that can, you know, put stress on a marriage. So, you know, just be considerate. Yeah, be considerate of your spouse, and things will work out. I'm really lucky to have Heidi, because I mean, you're the reason I went to Australia in the first place. You're the one that sent me over there and said you need to do this, and I mean, she understood the I guess the sickness or whatever, you know, the compulsion. I had to get over there, or it was going to kill me, you know. So I appreciate that, and she'll, you know, let me go on trips with my friends. And
but you guys traveled over there together, and like
it was so much fun.
There's been keep me safe.
I think it's cool because it's not just like, you know, when you're married and you're married to a reptile person, rarely is it ever just a singular. Well, I guess it could be, but like in your guys' case, you know, you guys both participate in that. Like you guys both went to Australia, you guys both had adventures, and now I would venture to say, Heidi, you probably have a fondness for Australia that maybe you didn't have, you know, early on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'd probably be too afraid to go and do what we did.
Yeah, she got to hang out with Bob Irwin and all our friends. I mean, the Kulagowskis are some of the best people. That was great hanging out with them. And
going to that zoo, Steve
sure.
Irwin Zoo, was pretty cool. Like, just geeking out over seeing.
Yeah,
that was really neat.
Cuddling with the kangaroos. Yeah.
They were wallaby. Were they wallabies?
I think
they were rock. They weren't big kangaroos.
Yeah. They were gray kangaroos.
They were.
Yeah.
They weren't that big.
They were big enough.
Not as big as the one by the beach.
That's true.
That was a bigger kangaroo.
So,
anyways,
yeah, I think there's a lot of pros, and you just got to be aware of the cons. And should we stay married?
Well, I guess we might as well at this point.
Sounds good.
I guess you have to remember you love the person you're married to, or that you're with, or dating, or whatever. But you kind of have to realize that's part of them, and
because I mean the
don't write checks you can't cash.
Yeah, the interest is almost like a compulsion. It's almost like an addiction.
Especially for reptiles.
Business Australian addiction reptiles. That's what I mean. Like it's. And so, I mean, we need to be aware of that too, that we don't want to act like an addict and treat our spouse, poorly.
Yeah, or maybe cool it down for a little while. Give us a break. Yeah. Justin, we'd be anywhere. Justin, all of a sudden, I guess when cell phones came out and stuff, look over and Justin's on his cell phone. Who the heck are you talking to? He's talking to some random person from who knows where about reptile stuff. And, okay, we're here at a family thing. Like, get off your phone. I think that took a little while till finally Justin has way more balance now. But for a while I was like, dude, you don't need to be on the phone all the time with, So
stop calling me Chuck.
And you know what? I know I can hear so many of you guys' voices, and I know who it is.
It's funny. Yeah. She'll know who I'm talking to just by the voice coming through the speaker.
So that's it.
I mean, like just through the earpiece. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Now I'm going to practice sounding like the Podfather on the phone, just so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's work.
It's Eric.
No, you can call anytime. Whenever Chuck calls, the kids are like, "Is that Chuck? Can we say hi?" Yeah. Dad's like, "No, I'm going to talk to my friend. Chuck's my friend.
Get your own friend.
Not yours or anybody's.
He called to talk to me."
Gotta protect my relationship with Chuck.
When we get old, you can move to Utah.
Dude,
when
I
you
would
retire.
love to. I need to. So I'm like
that's what everybody from California
slightly
does.
needling my wife. Like, how do we get out of here? Because this is getting ridiculous. Like,
I've talked to people that seriously sell their house and then you can move here and buy a house.
Well, I'm like, dude, we could still make money on our house right now. Buy a house there, probably pay it off, and have more like land than we have here, and we could start. It's just like it would just be the job thing, and I mean, it's just I don't know.
Have you looked at Hill? We have Hill Air Force Base.
I have not.
I grew up right by there. It's a pretty sweet place.
I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. Do they do civilian work there?
Oh,
yeah. My friend's dad worked there like his whole life.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff. All
I'll
right.
check USA Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Heck yeah.
Hill Air Force Base.
Well.
All right.
Then you guys can dress up like Top Gun and Maverick for Christmas. No, for Halloween.
Oh, boy.
Would that be so fun?
Top Gun.
And what's Maverick? Maverick and Goose.
Yeah.
You guys could dress up like those boys.
There you go.
You don't.
Heather will be.
You don't make it, Justin. Sorry, buddy.
You have to be Top Gun. You have to be that old cute guy that's the dad on Still Magnolias. You can be him.
I'll be Val Kilmer.
From the first one.
Yeah.
In the second one.
Iceman.
No, you have to be someone more nice. You have to be Goose.
Iceman.
Chuck, can you be Maverick? Because I like Goose better.
I can do that.
Can Justin be Goose?
I can do that.
Okay.
You gonna be Meg Ryan? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, she's got
Yeah, she had some.
I need better hair though. She's got the best hair.
You got good hair.
I'll start running, guys.
All right.
Lose some weight. Well, that's fun to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys move to Utah, then we'll have Halloween together.
All right.
Okay. I'll buy a piano and we can do the whole.
Oh, God.
Heather can be Kelly McGillis.
Hopefully,
you guys can move to San Diego and we could do that in the bar that was filmed in.
Oh no way!
Right. That's
that
Chuck's
would be
base,
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they improperly portrayed. So it's kind of so. I read an article and I kind of agree with this, and I haven't seen the movie, but like the whole thing is that Top Gun takes place on Naval Base North Island, which it totally does not. It's Miramar Air Station where Top Gun was until it moved to Fallon, Nevada. So they're kind of like misportraying a big piece of naval history, and North Island is its own special kind of place in naval aviation. So it's kind of like there's people who are, and San Diego in relation to naval aviation and just kind of how special San Diego is as a city. Like there's definitely people talking crap about that movie and just how it misused San Diego and North Island and the story of naval aviation. And so it's interesting. I haven't seen it yet, and I probably need to see it. But yeah, I'm like reading all this stuff, and I'm kind of like, kind of. So, but yeah,
Nevada. No one even talks about Nevada.
Movies are not representing reality.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh man,
but they should because they're so into it.
I've heard the cinematography in the new Top Gun is fantastic. So,
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much like the first one. There's a lot of similarities, but it's fun.
Sure.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
I mean, I feel like it's the retelling of the story. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little different.
I feel like it's a Hallmark movie of Top Gun because it just makes you feel good. The whole thing, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah. It's kind of like when they try to, the Karate Kid one. What's the new ones of those? The
Cobra Kai
thing, where
the show Cobra Kai,
where it's like playing on the nostalgia more than really a good show.
Than anything really.
Yeah,
amazing.
It works.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. A lot of people like Top Gun that never saw the first one and still haven't seen the first one.
My friend's seen it 4 times.
Yeah, and she's still hasn't seen the first one, right? Or does she?
No, she saw the first one. I think. Yeah.
Somebody, I can't remember.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even know if I.
Top Gun was one of those movies that got me like, okay, I wanna work on fighter jets. I want to do that. That's cool with me. And when I got to get when the orders rolled, I was placed high enough in my class that I got like first couple pick of the orders, and I didn't know what HSL 47 was, but I knew where San Diego, California was, and I was like, I'm going there. And they're like, cool, that's helicopters. I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, so, but it was cool. I mean, it ended up being the biggest blessing, and the fighter guys work all the time, and their op tempo is crazy, and their maintenance hours per flight hour is crazy. So it's like, dodged the bullet.
You dodged the bullet.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's cool. I still need to see the new Jurassic Park movie. I don't know. I still geek out about those shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you the same way as a kid?
Oh, definitely, dude. Yeah, definitely.
I think that's one of the common threads in reptile people is we all liked dinosaurs when we were kids, and
which is kind of funny why people are not like the John Weigel thing makes sense. Like he went from reptiles to birds because he liked dinosaurs, right? You know what I mean? Like I get that part of it, and like it's just like
dinosaurs are birds.
Yeah, like you intuitively it doesn't make sense, but if you're like, no, he likes dinosaurs. Of course, he likes birds. You know, so
exactly.
All right,
Well, I don't know. Rob recommended this podcast, kind of changing topics a little. It's called Common Descent Podcast, and it's I don't know. I listened to a few of those. They're really cool. The Common Descent Podcast. They're having like a special crocodilian and snake preservation or conservation months, and so like June and July are crocodilian.
What is is it just like a talk? What is the premise of the podcast?
They're mainly dinosaur nerds that just kind of talk about a lot of different topics. So there was one that Rob recommended. It was about the moon, and that was really cool to learn some cool moon facts. Like the same side of the moon faces the Earth, so you only see one side of the moon, and there's no real dark side of the moon because the sun shines on all the sides, at some point.
All the alien colonies that are on the far side of the moon get sunlight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
and the fact that the Earth swells up almost, not quite like a rugby ball, but kind of oblong a little bit because of the gravitation of the moon. And so we're basically kind of have a fatter middle because of the gravitational pull of the moon. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So, and it's like the biggest moon ratio compared to the planet than anything else in our solar system.
Or does it change?
The equator. It changes a little bit, but it's mostly the middle.
Yeah, so you would think it would be because the most mass sits in the center of the sphere.
Yeah. So I check it out. It's a cool podcast.
Okay. What is it called again?
The Common Descent podcast.
The Common Descent. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of like evolution type podcast. It's pretty cool. It's fun. Anything else cool out there you've been hearing?
Oh my gosh.
You were on Lizard Brain Radio.
Yes.
I still haven't got to that one yet. I need to get to that one. I was listening to Eric Haycraft. That's who I was. He was on the Lizard Brain Radio recently, and he's the one that keeps all those basilisks and stuff.
Nice.
So that was fun to listen to. And Joe Hupp was on there recently. We listened to him while we were in Arizona, I think. Me and Eric listened.
He's a pretty fascinating guy.
Drove in to get Joe Hupp's cool. He was he gave a talk at that same gecko symposium that I spoke at.
Oh yeah.
So that was fun. Really cool guy. Keeps a ton of cool geckos. So I'm sure the gecko fans out there know his name.
You guys want me to tell you my favorite podcast?
Ooh, what's your favorite podcast?
Sorry, they're not reptile related.
Oh, boo.
I like to listen to What a Day. That's a quick one put out by Crooked Media. Mm-hmm. I like one called This Week in Mormons.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little Mormon one for you. I really like Tig and Cheryl's True Story.
Oh, that's so fun.
That one's a keeper. That one's good. And what's that other one? If You Want to Be My Friend?
Pen Pals.
Pen Pals.
Pen Pals
that's
fun.
a good one. And Behind the Bastards is a good one, too.
All right. There's some fun non-reptile-related podcasts. I'm sure everybody listens to
And here's one for the girls. I'm still trying to find how to do fake eyelashes, and I can't do it. So send your tips to Justin on how to do fake eyelashes really good.
I will be sure to pass them on.
He hates fake eyelashes.
Oh, dude, I should hook you and my daughter Sophia up. She is just into eyelashes, and
she is.
Oh yeah,
does she?
She does like so. Now she was doing like jewels, like she had like a performance for one of her ballet things where she had to do like jewels on her face, and then so she was like, "I'm bedazzling," and she's eyelashes and bedazzle, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh."
I love it.
Poor me and Chewy.
Because now,
poor me and Chewy are just like, oh my god, get us out of here.
You could probably put some on the dog's toenails.
Oh,
the estrogen level in this home is pretty high.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways,
Jake hides out in his room all day, so he's no support, and the dog that's a male is just kind of ornery. I guess Hatchie's a boy.
Dogs.
So we're evening out a little bit.
And you're hiding in the reptile room.
I hide in the reptile room. But summer helps me out there, so
that's fair. Yep,
you have a good pal there.
There's another good one. You can form fun relationships in other ways with your kids. All right.
Sure.
Well, that was a fun discussion. Hopefully our listener got some good, helpful information.
And if you guys want, I will study up a real subject, and I'll fight you about something like
the gauntlet has been dropped. Let us know if you want to hear Heidi's wisdom. We'll have like a little Heidi's Corner segment of our podcast. Yeah. Well, it was fun to have you on.
Yeah.
It's like I'll study you up and I'll beat you down.
That's right. Like a bar of soap and a sock.
Yeah. I will put in a good word for families. You know, it's good to have strong families and, you know, work together to make a good family.
Yeah. If you're having conflict in your herp relationship, work it out.
Yep.
Work it out.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Reptile Fight Club. Check out all the different podcasts on the Morelia Pythons Radio Network. And thanks to Eric and Owen for hosting our podcast. It's a fun group of people. So keep listening, and we'll catch you next week for another episode of Reptile Fight Club.
We love you all. We're out. Bye.
Fight Club.